France has agreed to send 800 extra troops to the Central African Republic. CAR, the Prime Minister of the conflict-torn nation, has said. Nicolas Tiangaye said the deployment would take place after a vote in the UN Security Council, expected next week. France currently has 410 soldiers in the capital Bangui. The Central African Republic has been in a state of chaos since rebels seized power in March, ousting President Francois Bozize. Communal violence. Mr. Tiangaye said the deal was reached during his talks in Paris with French Foreign Minister Laurent Fabius. France has the military, financial and diplomatic means for efficient intervention, Mr. Tiangaye said. He added that Paris was willing to provide even more troops if needed. Mr. Tiangaye said the extra troops would help patrol a key road from Bangui to the Cameroonian border and also northwestern parts of the CAR. The UN Security Council is expected next week to adopt a resolution authorizing the deployment of African Union troops with French support in the impoverished nation. Earlier this month, UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon said communal violence in the CAR risked spiraling out of control. He warned the Security Council that armed groups were inciting Christians and Muslims against each other, and Mr. Ban backed the establishment of the UN peacekeeping force before the crisis leads to widespread atrocities. The rebels, known as the Seleka, have replaced President Bozize with their own commander Michel Djitodia. Armed gangs, mainly former Seleka rebels, who are mostly Muslim, now control most of the landlocked country. Mr. Djitodia has formally disbanded the rebels and integrated many fighters into the national army. But former rebels linked to Seleka have continued to launch attacks on scores of villages, prompting the emergence of local civilian protection groups. The government in Bangui denies targeting any group, but recognizes the rise in inter-community violence.